Hey everybody, welcome back to Louder Live Music Festival 2016. This is the Bodfather coming in here at you, and I have two beautiful ladies sitting here with me. They are from Fuel the Scene magazine, and plus they have their own band called what is it?
Raimee.
Raimee is their name. And we're going to be talking to them. We'll let them introduce themselves and talk about their band a little bit, and plus Fuel the Scene magazine. So who am I speaking with right now?
I'm Rei Haycraft, and I am the managing editor for Fuel the Scene magazine and also the singer and songwriter for Raimee, which is a melodic hard rock band out of the Triad, North Carolina.
Kristy Streyle, play rhythm guitar for Raimee, and Ray's assistant with Fuel the Scene magazine.
So this album that you gave me here, after all this time, what's impressed you guys about making this album?
This album was a labor of love for several years. We put out an EP called Of Roses and Ravens back when we first got together. And a couple of the songs, probably about 4 of them, were on that EP, and we reimagined them once we got the lineup really set. They're all very incredibly personal songs for me. I write very much from kind of a journal entry kind of feel, very emotionally charged, and a lot of the songs are about love and loss, especially around dealing with one's grief and losing a loved one. I lost my little brother at a young age. I witnessed his death, and that changes you. It really puts in perspective the way we live and the way we love and the way we process grief, and a lot of the songs really deal with that in a raw way, and also other emotions as well. But there is a kind of a dark, cathartic message that's underlying all of it.
I lost my dad. Next month will be 17 years, and for 6 months I shut everybody out of my life. I didn't talk to nobody. They didn't matter to me. I know it's a big open wound, and it just nothing could fill that wound. You know, it's like I had to grow up quick, and so ever since I was 18, I've been working and doing stuff to take care of my mom. And you know, if people don't like and respect that, they can kiss my ass. So I don't care. So what about you? What's your take on this album?
Well, I've known them for many years, but I've only recently joined. But when I first heard it, I mean, it's super relatable. The cool thing about the way that they write is that I feel like a variety of people, whether you like really heavy stuff, there's a lot of the elements that you really like, but, you know, if you're into, like, more melodic stuff, then, you know, it sounds excellent, too. And she has an excellent voice, so it sounds pretty to everybody.
Okay. And our lead guitarist is heavily influenced by Claudio from Coheed and Cambria. That's his favorite band of all time, and he is extremely talented, but very. He also isn't about showing off. It's about, you know, what's best for the song, which I think is really cool. We do a cover of Coheed and Cambria's "Welcome Home," though, which is probably one of our favorite ones to do for that reason. But it's a lot of fun. We have a very energetic stage show.
Is this a self-produced album from you guys, or did who helped you guys produce this album? Who worked on it with you all?
So it's really cool. Our lead guitarist, Brandon Mullen, actually studied recording and production at App State, where we met, and he recorded and produced the entire album. And then it was mastered by Jamie King, who's most people know him for Between the Buried and Me. He's their producer, and he did a fantastic job. But yeah, I did vocals in a closet at one point, in a living room and apartments, and he was able to pull that together and make it sound really cohesive, which I think is really impressive.
So did it sound good in the closet though? Because I mean, a lot of vocals, they go different routes of doing this. I mean, really, if it works, it works. Work with it.
It did. I think that all of my clothes surrounding me dampen the sound well. And I had, you know, the lights off, getting down into my angst, hiding in the closet.
What songs on this album stand out more to you than any? I mean, I know it's like picking your favorite shirt or your kids or whatever, but any songs for both of you guys that stick out more than any?
Honestly, it depends on kind of what's going on in my life at that moment. All the songs were written about certain feelings or about certain experiences, but as time has gone on and as those songs have evolved, I feel like they speak to me in different ways, or they speak to the audience in different ways. And my goal is just to touch someone in the same way that music has touched me. Going through things like losing a sibling or losing a parent, it's music that was it was what I fell back into, and it kept me from losing myself entirely. And it was people like Amy Lee who wrote about the same things that really kept me sane and let me know that I wasn't alone. And so I just wanted to be that for someone else. And one of the songs that I think speaks the most to other people that they talk about is The Sacrifice. And that's an older song of ours, but we've had so many people come up to us after shows just saying how it helped them through a time, or there was someone that came to a show recently and said that song helped them when they were thinking of hurting themselves. And that right there makes everything worth it, just absolutely. So whether I wrote the song about what it is they're dealing with or not, if it can speak to them or help them feel something or process an emotion, then it's all worth it to me.
No, I'm not. Sorry.
She's still fangirling.
No, well, in a sense.
He's
but,
still
I mean,
right behind us.
Right, I know, right? But no, I mean, as far as like what I think about, the album in that sense is just like she said. As far as like she can really play to emotions really well, and there's ones that are a little bit more real like that. But I like some of the other ones that are a little bit more upbeat and whatnot. You can get a little bit of aggression out too,
She
but
just
that's
likes
more
the
along
headbang.
that's more along the lines of my taste.
She likes
so.
Angels best because it's the heaviest
Yes,
on the
it's
album.
the only one drop tuning.
And she's like, oh yeah, drop tuning. Oh yeah, I'm gonna run around and bang my head.
Right, pretty much.
She didn't even know the lyrics until I sent them to her. I was like, you've been listening to this song for years.
Couldn't understand.
You just joined the band. All right, look, it's not that hard to understand. I enunciate very well.
It's hard to understand.
Right.
Or
I'll give you that.
Creed, what song is this
Oh,
song singing?
you can't even tell.
Sorry.
You can't
It
even
wasn't
tell.
my fault, man. I'm just saying.
That's all right.
What do you hope the fans take away from the album once they start to listen to this, girls?
Honestly, I just hope that it speaks to them. Even one song, one line, if it can help somebody understand that they're not alone. That is the real message, I feel like, in all of my writing is we've been there before. We've been in those dark places. We've been through what you're going through. It's not the same, but we are family and we are in this together, and being able to support each other through grief and through depression and anxiety and all the things that people are afraid to talk about. Being able to feel like someone is speaking for you when you don't feel like you have a voice. Right.
Right.
Well, yeah, and there's so much pressure with that. And for me, something that is a passion project for me is very much suicide prevention and awareness. We did a benefit show for To Write Love on Her Arms recently, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. But things like that is just how music can be so powerful to change lives. That's what it's about for me.
Music's therapy for folks.
It is. It really is. You can get a degree in music therapy. I mean, it is clinically proven, science and shit. You know?
Science.
What about you, Drop D girl?
Sorry? No. I'm not. I'm sorry. It's just because, I came into the band about 2 months ago. Yeah. So Oh, as far as taking away from it, I mean, like she said, like everything's. If it helps anybody, she's right though. All the years that I've known them, we've had multiple people come up to her and say that something has helped them or was cathartic in some way. And taken away also that it's good to have a variety as well. That's one of the main things that I've always admired about the way that they can have so many different sounds, but still make it sound cohesive.
The sound of the songs.
Yeah,
Each
exactly. It's a lot of
song
different
is
feels.
very much a different work of art, and that's something that Brendan, our guitarist, is very proud of, is that you do not listen to the album and it sound like one long song chopped up into bits. Like every single one has its own personality, which I really enjoy because it's about taking on the next challenge. So I'm like, all right, we already did, a really heavy metal song. Let's do a really pretty ethereal ballad. All right, we've already done that. Let's do a swingy bit, that kind of thing. So I think there's something for everyone.
Let's talk about Fuel the Scene magazine. So this is something you guys wanted to do, I guess, to help out bands or what? Let's talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, so funny story. I don't remember what was happening at the time. I was really down about, there was a lot of negativity I was seeing on social media surrounding bands really tearing each other down and really making it into a competition. And I just had this moment of, that is not what this is about. This is about helping people and being a family and supporting each other, and that's not what my music scene is about. And we said, we need to be that voice for positivity in the scene. Well, how would we do that? Well, what if we started our own magazine? Are they looking for me? Wait,
That works.
Are you looking for me? Okay.
No.
You are?
No rush.
You're good. I'm
More editing.
requested.
Go ahead.
So basically we're like, let's start a magazine and see how it goes. And the idea was to be able to feature local and regional bands that we were playing with all the time that just are amazing, and they're so supportive of each other, and they are what is awesome about the rising music scene, and we wanted to feature them and give them that space. So we started doing that, and it grew really, really fast. And the awesome Gary Kuroda, who works with Ion Indie Magazine, and Crim Radio, John Lockett, he's awesome, pulled us into cover Carolina Rebellion with them. And that was our first holy shit, this is a giant festival. There are people walking around that are icons. I got to shoot for the Scorpions, which I just thought I might die. It was pretty awesome. So it's been a whirlwind, and we do festivals and stuff, but really our roots are in interviews and reviews and show coverage for the local and regional scene to try to really build that up and keep live music alive, because venues are closing down and bands are getting discouraged, and if we don't support that and we don't give them that space, then what's going to happen in 20 years? We're not going to have any more bands.
Oh yeah, because we first I was trying to start a promotional company type thing, and then she came up with that idea, and when that really took off, what I really like about it too is that we network with other promoters. If anybody ever wants to look us up, any bands or anything, let us know. We also feature a page actually on the online site for photographers as well. Anybody that helps the scene, not just bands. So yeah. And regionally, anybody that wants to hit us up, by all means, please do.
It's a collaboration, not a contest.
Exactly.
All right, guys, how can people stay in touch with you guys, buy your merchandise, especially buy this album? How can you do that?
Well, you can find out all things Raimee at www.raimee.com or facebook.com/Raimee Music. And Fuel the Scene, you can find us at fuelthescene.com. We're on the Instagrams, and I guess we're on the MySpaces, but I don't think anybody checks that anymore. Yeah, find us, friend us, be our friend. We're awesome. We don't bite much.
All righty. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.